6.5 hours, 200 employees, 96 degrees, the blinding sun in your eyes, and sticky, humid air. All to cover the feed that you see in front of you today. Sick of throwing tires? They are, and so are we. After a long day in the sun, farmers are ready for a smarter solution. Biocover is a revolutionary type of silage cover. It is a corn-based product that is heated, then applied as a liquid to cover silage packed. Biocover is thrilled to provide the smart solution to covering silage packs in bunkers without the use of plastic tarps and tires. Ready to get on board? You're not alone. Over 80% of the 350 farmers we surveyed also said they are ready to try the new cover, which is an efficient and easy way to cover silage packs. The Biocover team is ready to help reach every farmer that you know is sick of throwing those darn tires too. Biocover is for small and large conventional farmers who raise dairy or beef cattle and store their silage on the ground or in bunkers. Biocover helps remove a huge hassle cost to farmers. It works by covering silage with a food-grade, corn-based product that is applied as a liquid by specialized machinery. It then hardens and seals immediately. Biocover is then able to be incorporated into a dairy farmer's or beef cattle farmer's diet by mixing it into their ration and then feeding Biocover itself to their livestock. Biocover is ready to emerge into the market as a smart solution in the silage storage category. Biocover will benefit farmers. It is innovative, cost-effective, hassle-free, and environmentally friendly, which is why we, Gopher Marketing, are presenting to you the Ag Smart Solution Board of Directors with this proposal for the marketing plan of Biocover. Now to Kyle with the market analysis.
Our market analysis includes both market size and target market. Recent increases in cattle and dairy prices, along with a decrease in corn price, have incentivized farmers to utilize more of their corn crop for silage feed. According to the 2012 Census of Agriculture, in Minnesota alone, over 6.5 million tons of silage were needed to feed the nearly 2.5 million head of cattle spread across over 18,000 farms. The practice of covering silage piles is labor-intensive, time-consuming, and dangerous. So much so that in our market data survey, over 80% of respondents indicated that they were ready for a solution. Well, Biocover is the smart solution. Now we'd like to introduce you to Emily. After finishing college, Emily returned home to help manage her family's dairy farm. She is a third-generation farmer and is currently working with her father to help manage the operation as a joint operation, as well as working off the farm as a dairy nutritionist. Emily is the perfect representation of our target market. She spent years tossing thousands of tires, helping her family to cover their family's silage pile. It was this tedious task, year in and year out, that led Emily to seek out the smart solution. Biocover's target market is dairy and beef cattle farmers in the upper Midwest between the ages of 21 and 50. These farmers are currently utilizing corn silage as a primary feed source for their livestock and are currently storing their silage with plastic bags and tarps or utilizing traditional silos. Biocover's target market will continue to look for new and innovative solutions. Traditional management of today's farms no longer consists of one decision maker. 89% of survey respondents indicated that there are currently 2 or more generations working on their farm. Including these younger generations in decision making, like Emily, leads to greater acceptance of progressive farming practices, which leads to both higher output margins and better efficiency. When making these expensive decisions, farmers place their trust in their local agricultural cooperatives. 87% of survey respondents indicated that they are currently doing business with their local co-op at least once per month, making the cooperative system the ideal platform for establishing Biocover's foundation of a good sales channel. Biocover, Biocover's target market will continue these practices. We can now further segment Biocover's target market into 3 main categories: small, medium, and large farms. Small and medium farms, which make up the majority of Biocover's customers, will rely on their local cooperatives for both purchase of the raw product as well as application. Farmers with significantly larger operations will rely on the co-op solely for the raw product. The scale of their business may make them more apt to purchasing necessary application equipment from a third-party vendor and applying Biocover themselves. Along with their cooperatives, Biocover's customers are in constant communication with their animal nutritionists. Like Emily, dairy farmers are in constant search of means of increasing efficiency and quality of their silage. Biocover will rely on testimonials and recommendations from these nutritionists as further research is done on Biocover's benefits. Now that we've taken a look at the market, Maria will continue with the competitive analysis.
In order to be successful in the silage preservation market, Biocover must displace 3 current competitors: plastic bags, plastic tarps, and traditional silos. Although these well-established competitors currently control all of the market, Biocover's safe and easy application process makes it the obvious choice for farmers like Emily. According to our survey of over 350 respondents, farmers like Emily are looking for a better way to store their silage with less hassle. With Biocover, farmers can do just that. Since Biocover is sprayed on with a truck and seals quickly after, farmers no longer need to hire additional help to cover their crop. After Biocover seals, it stays solid, locking freshness in and moisture out. This creates the optimal environment for storing silage, something even plastic can't do. With Biocover, farmers can also eliminate plastic ingestion in their cattle, increasing farm income. And since Biocover is made of 100% food-grade products that are completely digestible, it can be mixed directly into the ration for Emily's cattle. In year 1, farmers will be introduced to Biocover. Once they see success in year 2, our silage-saving, hassle-free brand will be imprinted within the market. By year 3, Biocover will become the industry leader in silage preservation products, convincing even the most traditional farmers to make a change to the smart solution, Biocover. This quick immersion into the market is one of the opportunities discussed in our SWOT analysis. Although there are many strengths of this innovative product, the production and promotion of Biocover does present a few small drawbacks. Weaknesses include a limited brand awareness and a small distribution window. Biocover can combat this by making sure there are plenty of trained applicators in each area Biocover is sold and making a large investment in product promotions. These applicators will be trained by Biocover sales representatives who will ensure that there are plenty of trained applicators come harvest time. This will also allow cooperatives to spread out the workload for these applicators, who are often very busy in the spring, but not so much in the early fall when Biocover is applied. Being a new and innovative product in an often traditional market presents a few threats to the immersion of Biocover into the market. Current competitors already have a trusting and loyal relationship with these farmers, making it potentially difficult for Biocover to grow. Fortunately, the strengths of this innovative product far outweigh the weaknesses. Biocover's safe and easy application process will reduce farm-related incidents, and its airtight seal will provide farmers with more well-preserved product than ever before. The elimination of plastic use will also benefit the environment and farmers' bottom line. The spray-on capabilities of this efficient product will make it a sure hit with dairy and beef farmers alike. Farmers will quickly see the benefits of Biocover, realizing it to be the ultimate silage preservation product and the safe, smart solution. Now on to Kyle and Brooke with the action plan.
To reiterate, Biocover is a corn-based spray-on silage cover that can be applied directly to a cattle's ration because it is completely digestible. It will be available for purchase through cooperative representatives, followed by delivery and professional application with a tanker truck. Biocover's primary market will be in the upper Midwest to dairy and beef cattle farmers. In year 1, Biocover will be available to cooperatives for a competitive price of 5.3 cents per square foot in central and southern Minnesota. In year 2, Biocover will be available in most of Minnesota and begin entering sales in each of the surrounding border states. By year 3, Biocover will be available for purchase in all of Minnesota, over half of Wisconsin, and continue its expansion in North and South Dakota, as well as in Iowa. In terms of geographic expansion, Biocover will always assume a 35% market share in year 1 of a new territory, followed by 45% and 60% in years 2 and 3 respectively.
Biocover's promotions are crucial to the overall success of the product. Promotional phases will build awareness, generate interest, create desire, and lead to action, driving farmers to purchase the smart solution, Biocover. Gopher Marketing is proposing a more traditional promotional approach in order to reach the target audience. The objective of promotions is to reach farmers, such as Emily. We know Emily follows the markets and is likely going to listen to them daily on the radio. This is why Biocover will sponsor common farm radio programs, including the Linder Farm Network and Minnesota Farm Network. Since Emily and farmers alike are daily listeners, it will be a great way to consistently reach the target market. Emily is also a subscriber and reader of many trade publications. Biocover advertisements will be placed in popular print, including Beef Magazine and Horde's Dairyman. Total circulation of print publications in year 3 has a reach of 200,000 subscribers. Like we discussed earlier, our research showed that farms are managed by people spanning across a few generations. For example, Emily and her dad run their farm together. Each year, they attend a few different farm shows in order to get ideas to bring back to their farm. Based on this insight, Biocover will be present at farm trade shows across the Midwest. Some of these include Minnesota Farm Fest, Minnesota Beef Expo, Central Plains Dairy Expo, and World Dairy Expo. Farmers are going to want to see proof of Biocover at work. This is why at trade shows, there will be Biocover application demos, because witnessing the product firsthand will endorse Biocover's time-saving, environmentally friendly, and safety features. We know Biocover is entering a connected industry, so it is in the best interest of the company to capitalize on these connections. Sales representatives will be traveling to different trade shows and cooperatives to establish the brand with first-generation users. Sales representatives also play a key role in educating cooperative employees on the product Biocover. They will be attending cooperative annual meetings in order to facilitate Biocover training sessions. In addition, Biocover will be promoted by farmers who have become loyal users of Biocover and will be natural brand ambassadors for the company. These farmers' testimonies are huge in securing future sales. Testimonies will be featured at trade shows and through Biocover's online presence. This then leads us into the public relations component of promotions. Biocover is a new, innovative product that is 100% newsworthy. Media will be pitched in order to gain coverage on television and in newspapers to reach the general public and influence public opinion. This will also increase brand visibility and create a standing reputation for Biocover's features of being environmentally friendly, safe, and time-saving, making Biocover the smart solution. Generating brand recognition will occur through promotional phases of traditional advertising and public relations by using a variety of efforts, from sponsoring large events to being featured on the radio and in print publications. Biocover will become a name that farmers know. Now onto Paige with a business proposition.
Biocover strives to be the preferred silage sealing product for Midwestern dairy and beef farmers. By utilizing an established cooperative system, Biocover will gain access to a broad market in the Midwest. In order to maintain customer loyalty, we have 5 planning assumptions for marketing Biocover. To begin, cooperatives will have access to both storage and transportation within designated sales regions around the Midwest. Second, Biocover will arrive ready on site for application and be applied by trained professionals. Next, Biocover's material will be both durable enough to withstand both weather extremes and pests. Next, Biocover's ingredients will be readily available at all cooperative locations, ensuring price consistency. And finally, Biocover's material will be both digestible and palatable and will be fed with silage as an asset to the operation's current rations. And now here's Nathan to talk about monitoring and measuring.
The measurements that will be used to monitor and guarantee success for this product include 3 different sectors: brand name recognition and market share, sales and profitability, and finally, customer relations and brand awareness. Looking deeper into each sector, brand name recognition and market share will be addressed by monitoring sales. By analyzing sales of competing products and survey responses, Biocover will have an understanding of its position within the market. Sales and profitability will be addressed by gross margin, annual sales growth, and quantity of reapplied product. And finally, customer relations and brand awareness will be addressed by early order rebates of repeat customers. Upon purchase of a set amount of Biocover before March 1st of each year, a rebate will be given to repeat users of Biocover. Our reactive contingency plan guarantees success even when potential threats arise. One scenario includes if sales are dramatically lower than expected, Biocover will develop a new public relations campaign and adjust our marketing strategy as needed. On the other hand, if sales significantly increase, we will slow geographic expansion for each year. Monitoring and measuring efforts gauge product performance relative to pre-established business goals. Our contingency plan evaluates customer relations, brand awareness, and sales and profitability. Biocover will continually evaluate financial position, marketing campaign effectiveness, and customer satisfaction to meet our financial goals. With our contingency plan, monitoring and measuring tactics, Biocover ensures we will achieve the goals we have set to stay competitive in our market. And now here's Matt with the financials.
The price of producing Biocover is 5 cents per square foot. Understanding that co-ops will need to mark up this price for their own profit, Biocover will be sold at just over 5 cents per square foot in the first year. After its distribution, Biocover will be sold to customers like Emily for 5.5 cents per square foot, as well as an application fee determined by the co-op. This price is higher than competitors. However, this price also includes the safety, time, and labor saved by switching to the smart solution. Biocover will use a penetration pricing strategy. By starting low and raising the price only 1/10 of a cent for the first 3 years, Biocover will maximize revenue while gaining the most customers. To gain public awareness, total marketing expenses will reach $1.3 million in the first year, creating a loss of profit of $500,000. Year 2 marketing expenses will almost double the first year, and year 3 marketing expenses will almost triple first year spending. Top marketing expenses in year 3 include $650,000 on print media, $460,000 on radio advertising, and $450,000 on 5 sales representative salaries. With the added spending on marketing, increased revenue in year 2 will generate a profit of $1.2 million. And by year 3, a profit of almost $5 million. This makes Biocover both a financially stable and profitable product. And now Crystal will wrap things up.
As farmers seek more streamlined practices for their operations, Gopher Marketing will strategically position Biocover to capitalize on these opportunities. Biocover is an innovative solution to one of farmers' most cumbersome hassles. Through a select variety of marketing tactics, Biocover will emerge as the Midwest's most trusted and desirable source of silage covers. After using this product, farmers will never want to throw another tire again and will be committed to Biocover, the smart solution in the revolutionary future of agriculture. Thank you, and now at this time we'll entertain any questions.
This is a very nice product. I can see a lot of good uses and a lot of farmers jumping in on it. I'm a little concerned about your financials, just from the standpoint of how many. Do you know how many bunkers are being used out there? What the square footage is of all of those bunkers? What percentage of those bunkers you're going to get? What kind of attrition you're going to have year over year? That type of thing. There's an awful lot of variables here. So, I mean, that's a broad question, but I kind of need to have a better understanding of the financials for this.
Absolutely. So the way we incorporated how many square feet we were going to sell per year was based off of the head of cattle, both dairy and beef. That number was calculated by how many square feet a set of 50 dairy cattle or 85 beef cattle would consume in a year. And that was roughly 7,500 square feet based off of the dimensions of the bunker as well as the density and moisture content of the silage. As for the market share, I think Kyle could explain that a little further.
Sure. So based on our market share for that, we've calculated that there are currently in Minnesota alone over 18,000 farms containing both beef cattle on feedlots and dairy cattle. Of those, a great deal of our market, about 67%, is those dairy farms with herds of 1 to 100. They are utilizing more piles as well as small bunkers, but this product is applicable to both of those. So anywhere from that 50 cal range all the way up to 500 plus, 2,000 plus will be available for that.
Tell us a little more about the application equipment. How much does it cost? Who knows how to use it? Your margins are relatively low, so how is that going to cover the cost of the equipment? What can go wrong? How is it maintained?
Absolutely. So the co-ops will be investing in the equipment themselves, and that can range anywhere from $300,000 to $600,000. It will be applied much like an asphalt car driving across the pack. So our margin is low on the recommended square foot price. However, we recommend that co-ops charge an extra application fee to make up that initial investment, and that should be made up around 2 years.
A question about, is there supply limitations with Biocover? Because one comment was, if your sales are better than anticipated, you're going to, how did you say it, slow up the geographic expansion. I mean, if you're launching a product and it's going well, you surely don't want to stop sales.
We will slow geographic expansion within reason. Since all of the products that make Biocover are sourced within the Midwest, we will have multiple plants that will be able to produce it. And hopefully they will be able to fluctuate no matter how much Biocover is in demand.
Another question on the spray material. Is it clear or is there a color? And the reason why I ask is if there's a color, you can see if there is good application because you have to seal all the silage.
In the trials we have done, it has been white. We're looking into coloring it, but we're not at that point yet.
It's white, not clear.
Right, it's white.
In addition to that, we chose that it was white because it will reflect sunlight better, so that way we can see how much we've applied and if it's a proper seal, as well as guarantee that the silage inside of it is stored very well.
I'm going to go back to the question about your cooperatives and the equipment. You're asking them to make a fairly large investment, and we know that they have the trust and the respect of those growers, yet they seem to be fairly absent in the marketing plan. We're spending a whole lot of money on radio and print and getting the growers aware, but it seems like we've kind of neglected the group that has the most pull.
Yeah, and that is a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up. So the sales representatives are going to be really crucial in making those connections with the cooperatives off the bat. In addition to that, there will be targeted promotions towards them. And the beauty of cooperatives is that the members that invest in them are also farmers. So farmers that are going to see these directed advertisements towards them are also the decision makers at the cooperatives. So we're able to have dual promotions there. So they're getting twice the application. And the sales representatives are just going to be key in establishing those relationships with the cooperative, and they're going to want to participate and be a part and have Biocover because this is an additional revenue stream for them. They're applicators that are really busy in the springtime applying fertilizer and pesticides, aren't usually busy in the early fall, so that'll give them another reason to keep those guys around full time.
So you've got 5 reps at full expansion, correct?
Correct.
How many co-ops are each of them going to be calling on and training to use the equipment and getting up to speed?
Yeah, so in Minnesota, there's roughly 300 cooperatives. So depending on the year is really when it's going to affect how many they can handle under their belt. And obviously, if they're working in South Dakota or North Dakota, they're going to have to cover a greater expansion. So roughly, they will be in charge of contacting, in the first years when there's only 2, will probably be around 100 cooperatives. So they will have to be in connection with 50, but with the condensed regional space, they will easily be able to make connections. And those cooperatives will share owners, so there might be 8 cooperatives that are managed under the same name. So once you reach 1, you're technically reaching 8. Okay.
I've got a 2-part question for you. You said the prices that you gave us, which was, what, 0.05 cents, I think, per square foot, that is nothing more than material cost, right? That's not the application cost, that's just material.
Yeah, so that 5 cents per square foot for production includes the price of producing it and delivering it to the co-op. Then we recommend that the co-ops then charge an extra additional price from what we sell it to them for, and then we recommend they provide an application fee to help make up on that investment of their
And
equipment.
what's the suggested application fee? So what would your total price be per square foot when these guys are said and done?
It really depends on the pack and who's applying it. Obviously, we're thinking that a 20% markup is going to be ideal for the co-op, but that's going to differ from region to region.
So it'd be 6.5 versus 5.5 roughly on a
Essentially, I
application or
think
something.
it's about 6.2 cents.
Okay, now how does that compare to price material alone for plastic and tires and everything else that they're using on those bunks?
Yep, so we researched into what the average plastic is going to be, and that's right around the 4.9 to 5.1 cents per square feet. So we are considerably higher, but there are additional costs going into that we feel we make up for.
That doesn't take in labor for the plastic, it's just material costs. Just one other real quick point with, I think you said you'd have a 60% product acceptance by year 3 for this thing across all the users. That seems really high for a 3-year, especially when you look at dairy and cattle producers who are much older. Their facilities are pretty well set. And how do you explain a 60% product adaptation?
Well, I guess to address your concerns about it, our survey data showed us that the decision makers on the farms aren't necessarily those older farmers. Like we said, over almost 90% of our target market has at least two decision makers on their farm, most of them being that next generation of farmers who are going to be more willing to use those progressive practices. And I believe your second concern was their current facilities. This farmer will not have to change any of their current facilities. Obviously, it was merely a prototype that you saw up there for our application equipment, but the thought behind our application equipment is to be able to utilize it on a farmer's current equipment and not in what he has there, his pack or his bunker, so that he's not having to also invest into much different practices, merely accept ours.
Good.
If I just may add, the statistics that we shared from our research, 80% of farmers that were researched said that they would be wanting to try the product Biocover. So based on those percentages, and then also speaking with panel, having a panel come in and speak with us that are connected in the industry and are in daily contact with beef and dairy farmers in the area that we're selling Biocover, they're very confident that that 60% market share, we will be able to obtain that in year 3.
How is Biocover sold to the co-ops? In bulk, by the gallon? Is that how it's sold?
Yeah, so it's going to be sold in pellet form. That's going to be delivered in a bulk order or in a bulk size. The shelf life of Biocover without being applied is anywhere from 8 to 12 months. So if the co-op happens to order too much, it can be stored at the co-op itself.
Okay, so they don't return it to us.
Time.
Oh, darn.